Atma Namaste, my name is Giselle, and this is a story of the powerful effects of Prana Vidya on type 1 diabetes. With her permission and full support, I'm sharing this. One of the best things that Prana Vidya has empowered me to do is to help my community on their journey to health and well-being. One of the first few people that I had the honor of helping is my lovely friend Avni, a young lady who has been taking insulin to manage her blood sugar since she was a young child and has had a type 1 diagnosis early on in her life. Diabetes is a chronic health condition that affects how your body turns food into energy. So when you eat, your body breaks food down into glucose, which is sugar, and glucose enters your bloodstream and needs insulin, which is a hormone that's made by the pancreas, to move it into your cells for energy. In diabetes, your body doesn't make enough insulin, it doesn't use insulin properly, or both, causing high blood sugar levels. In type 1 diabetes, the body makes little or no insulin. Usually this starts in childhood or young adulthood, and it requires daily insulin. Common symptoms include frequent urination, increased thirst, extreme hunger, fatigue, blurry vision, slow healing wounds, sudden sugar crashes that can lead to fainting, and emotional fatigue and mood crashes. If untreated or poorly managed, diabetes can lead to serious complications such as heart disease and stroke, kidney disease, nerve damage, vision loss. Now, from mine and the experience of many others, through Prana Vidya sessions, I have seen diabetes be managed in a much better way. Feel free to check out the healing case studies on the Yoga Prana Vidya website for more case studies on diabetes and many other conditions and diseases. Diabetes can be monitored in two ways, either continuous or daily blood sugar monitoring with a continuous glucose monitor. This is known as CGM, which measures glucose in the tissues every few minutes, giving a time and range. This is the average percent of time that blood sugar stays in a target range. And secondly, long-term blood sugar monitoring, which occurs through a blood test, which is done every 3 months. What was great about this case that I've worked on is that we had clinical evidence and medical records to see the improvements. For example, before we started our sessions, her time in range was only at 33%, and it went up to 90%, meaning her average time in healthier range is now almost all the time after Prana Vidya sessions. And according to Avni's doctors, her results from the blood test showed that her blood sugar went down from 11 millimole before we started to 7.6. This was a very pleasant and emotional surprise to Avni, her diabetes team, and myself, as it has never been that low. And Avni had eaten chocolate-covered strawberries before taking her blood test. And these results were achieved without any other changes to her diet or lifestyle. She also noted that Prana Vidya has alleviated her chronic fatigue, improved her energy levels, her sugar crashes and jitters completely ceased, and her mood was lifted. She also highlighted that she required less sleep and her cravings became minimal. Also, previous to Prana Vidya, Avni would experience strong headaches and high spikes in sugar levels during hot days. This reduced substantially. In Avni's own words, sleep, energy, sugar crashes, and fatigue were the main challenges I was facing before the healings. But with more healings and more yogic rhythmic breathing and the meditation on metta, I slipped into ease with my body, especially into deep sleep and waking up feeling much more rested and calm with blood sugars between 6 to 8 instead of 11 millimole. And throughout the day, I was less agitated. Over time, I noticed my nuts intolerance improved and my skin no longer reacted and improved also. And on hot days, I also didn't have very high spikes like I used to, as my inflammation reduced, and I could still enjoy some treats without the consequences of feeling sluggish. I still feel those effects stayed on even after moving back home. I don't feel as controlled by diabetes as I used to before. So to summarize, Prana Vidya had helped in reducing her sugar levels, improving sleep quality and energy, improving mood, improving her skin, reducing inflammation, and ended headaches and sugar crashes even on hot days. Prana Vidya is a holistic and energetic way of approaching our health, which helps to target the root cause of disease by working on the different aspects of the being, whether it be the Sushumna Sharira, the Pranamaya Kosha, the energetic system, this ultimately helping on a mental, emotional, and physical level. To understand how this works, feel free to check out my previous videos, which breaks this down. You can start with what is prana, then the 3 bodies, and then the 3 bodies and 5 layers. I will be sharing much more of this and more testimonies, but for now, give thanks for watching and have a beautiful day.